At this time, I would like to call this meeting to order. It is December 17, 2024. Regular session today begins at 4 p.m.
This meeting is being held in accordance with Public Law 1975, Chapter 231, Open Public Meetings Act. Adequate notice has been provided in the manner prescribed by law. This agenda is complete to the extent known, and formal action will be taken. I'll begin with a roll call. Councilwoman Fisher.
Here.
Councilman Gager.
Here.
Councilwoman O'Donnell is absent this afternoon. Deputy Mayor Nadell.
Here.
Mayor Berger.
Present.
Thank you.
I believe it is time to accept the minutes from December 3rd, but I will abstain.
Yeah, we need to do the Pledge of Allegiance, Mayor.
Oh, I skipped it. I'm so sorry. Oh, would everybody please stand to say the Pledge of Allegiance and a moment of silence. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. I am sorry. I will go back in order. Diane, you know me. It's the last meeting. What do you want me to say?
I'll make a motion to accept the minutes of the December 3rd meeting.
May I have a second?
Second.
Councilwoman Fisher.
Yes.
Councilman Gager.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Nadell.
Yes.
Mayor Berger.
I will abstain.
Thank you.
Mr. Clark, are there any reports from the township department officials?
Just very briefly, we will have the menorah lighting on December 26th. We had good response on the holiday lighting contest. And that's about it.
Okay. Is anyone else around the table?
I have nothing.
I have nothing.
Nothing from legal.
Okay. Then I would like to go on to hearing of citizens and public comment on the consent agenda items and on general matters. Is there a list?
We're going to continue with the hearing of citizens and public comments. So I'll read the opening statement. Each person shall first give their name and address to the clerk. The council should be addressed as a collective body and not as individual members. Each person shall have one turn to address the council, and comments shall not exceed a total of 5 minutes. Speakers shall be notified when their time has run, and no time extensions shall be permitted.
If you want to make a comment to council, please just raise your hand and I will move you into the meeting. We have 2 people with their hands raised, so I'm going to move one in now.
Please.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes.
You have your name and address for the record, please.
Ben Novick, 58 Yellowstone Lane, Howell, New Jersey. I just want to wish everybody happy holidays and the best of the new year. And I wish the mayor good luck in her future endeavors.
Thank you, sir.
Just a question I got. How come we're doing this as a Zoom meeting and it's at 4 o'clock?
Mr. Clark?
Sure. Typically, our last meeting of the year, we end up canceling unless we have some work to do. We had a very light schedule, so we decided that rather than have the meeting at night, we would do it at 4 o'clock. So that way we could move through it smartly.
Okay, since you said you usually cancel the meeting, I can understand that. So now in the newspaper today, they said the warehouse on Victory Road is being contested by the people that want to build it. Where does that leave the township now?
I believe
So-
that all questions will be asked and then will be responded to at the end of the session. Is that correct, Mr. Clark?
Correct. So Mr. Novick is asking about the Victory Road warehouse application and the lawsuit. So, okay, I'll make note of that. Do you have anything else, Mr. Novick?
No, that's it. I appreciate it. Thank you. Enjoy the
Thank you,
holiday.
sir. Have a wonderful holiday.
You too.
We move you back into the audience now. Hang on one second. While Ben is being moved out, we do have one other hand raised. I'm going to move him in now.
Good afternoon. Larry White, 15 Runway. I want to wish everybody happy holidays. Thank you for your service this year. Thank you, Mayor Berger, for your service
Thank you.
as mayor for the past 8 years. I'm just coming in to object to the structure of this Zoom meeting. And it's the same complaint I had when we were on Zoom with the planning board and other things. There are ways to arrange this meeting so that all participants in the meeting can be seen, and there should be a chat available for us to be able to make written comments during the meeting. I find this particular configuration of Zoom to be restrictive and not very transparent. And so I'd appreciate it if everyone who called in would be able to be seen in the meeting and that there would be a chat window available for participants outside of the rooms. So thank you for your consideration.
Thank you, sir. Are there any other attendees waiting to come in?
One person has just raised their hand. Hang on one second.
Okay, thank you. He really was sitting in a nice looking place. I wish I was sitting where he was sitting.
Is that it?
What was, what was that?
The person who moved in shared their screen.
Yeah, that was what was on their screen.
Okay, then.
Recess. Motion for recess?
Yes, please. May I have a motion?
Motion for recess.
May I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Hi.
Aye.
Rebecca?
We haven't reconvened yet.
Okay, ready to go.
We can reconvene. Motion?
May I have a
Yes.
motion? May I have a motion to open the meeting?
Motion to open?
May I have a
Second.
second? Thank you.
Favor?
Aye.
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 Thank you.
All right, we're gonna bring Mr. Rooney in,
Just audio only.
audio.
Afternoon. My first time here, and yes, after the second previous gentleman was referring to having a on-screen Zoom, a clown like that, second last guy come on, very disturbing.
Your name is
That in the- open it. Oh, sorry, yes, my name, John Rooney, 5 Westbrook Road, Howell, New Jersey.
Thank you.
How may we help you?
Okay. That was very disturbing. And
We agree.
not everybody goes after that person, whoever they needed to go. Will this meeting be talking about, I was just going over the agenda of the meeting and I saw that there was definitions as far as boarding and rooming houses or rooms. Has that been adopted, that the definitions only have been adopted? One. And second, will we be discussing anything on that as far as what the township regulations are concerning that? Those definitions, my concern is, taking an area that was typically made, built, and has been for many, many years, single-family dwellings, and turning them into a transient place where now all of a sudden property values will start dropping, care of houses, because as we see in other areas, what happens. Thank you.
You.
Thank you. Is there anyone else, Mr. Howard?
No.
Okay.
Motion to close?
So at this point, I would like a motion to close public comment.
Motion to close public.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
At this time, is there anyone that wants to vote on one of the resolutions separately?
Do a response to public comments now, you may?
Just a very, very quickly.
Oh.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
With regard to Mr. Novik's question about the Victory Road warehouse, we're aware of the lawsuit. We received it. We intend to defend it vigorously. We can't really talk about much of it other than that, but we're aware of it and we will be defending. With regard to Mr. Rooney, right now we are defining rooming houses and boarding houses. Neither of which are permitted use in any of our zones. So we understand where he's coming from with that. And it does give us additional enforcement ability with regard to, some of the single family residential being converted into those types of dwellings. So
Yeah, the ordinance ultimately puts a fine point on the definition of a rooming house where they're not permitted by ordinance. The issues we're having with rentals are well documented. We have a lot of ordinances that are addressing those. This is just another one to kind of close the loop and be able to call a spade, that when code enforcement goes in and sees certain aspects of a property or how it's being used, that we have a name to it. It's not permitted by zoning, and it's gonna stay that way.
And to go off of that as well, rooming houses are licensed entities by the DCA. So if they are licensed and operating appropriately, they have additional allowances and special in zones in the township. But we want to make sure if they are not licensed and operating in a way that is not regulated, that it's captured in our ordinances. And today it's on the agenda in the adoption section. So we've already had the introduction. So today everybody will be voting on if you are approving or disapproving, adding those definitions to the township code. And we'll have a separate public comment section. So if you have more questions on it, when we go to adopt the ordinance, you'll have some opportunity to speak then as well.
Okay.
and then just very briefly, Mr. White had brought up a request with regard to Zoom meetings. We hold them very infrequently. As a council, we'll take it under advisement for the next meeting if to the extent we hold one via Zoom again.
And the structure is set exactly how the council meeting structure is set. You have your members on the dais and the professionals who are allowed to talk and do business. At the time that the public comment is, it's time for public comment. Public is allowed to come up and discuss the matter. Obviously, there's a level of control that the webinar feature creates, which is creating an audience and a panelist. And it allows us to mute, remove and control video. If everyone's on the screen at the same time, well, I don't need to say anything else as to what could happen.
No,
So at this time, then I would like to ask if any member wants to take out any of the resolutions to vote separately. If no, I would like a motion to please resolution 24-430 through 24-435, excluding 24-436 and adding 24-437.
Mayor, we're still gonna need to vote on 24-437 separately. So the motion should be,
Oh, it doesn't say that. Oh, it does say that. Excuse me, excuse me.
Motion to approve.
problem, so the motion should be.
Through
for-
430 through 435.
Correct.
Motion to approve R 24-430 through and including R 24-435.
I'll second.
Councilwoman Fisher,
Yes.
Councilman Gager,
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Nadell,
Yes.
Mayor Berger.
Yes.
Thank you. The consent resolutions pass.
May I have a motion? May I do you want me to open?
Now, just the motion would be great.
May I have a motion for resolution 24-437, canceling 2024 grant fund appropriation and general improvement authorization balances?
Motion to accept resolution R 24-437.
I'll
Second.
second.
Councilwoman Fisher,
Yes.
Councilman Gager,
Yes.
yes, and Mayor,
Yes.
thank you. The resolution passes.
Under unfinished business, I'd like to open up for public hearing for ordinance 024-48.
It's an ordinance of the Township of Howell amending Part 2, Chapter 188-4B, definitions and general applicability of the revised general ordinances of the Township of Howell.
If anybody has any public comment, please raise your hand. I'm not seeing any, Mayor.
Okay, then I will close this portion, and I would like a motion for ordinance 24-48, an ordinance of the Township of Howell amending Part 2, Section 188-4B, definitions and general applicability of the revised general ordinances of the Township of Howell. May I have a motion?
I'll move to adopt ordinance 24-48.
Second.
Councilwoman Fisher,
Yes.
Councilman Gager,
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Nadell,
Yes.
Mayor Berger.
Yes.
Thank you. The ordinance is adopted.
There are no new introduction of ordinances at this time. And so I would like to say congratulations to the two members who will be at the reorg. So I wish everybody a happy reorg, and it will be held on January 1, 2025, Wednesday morning at 10 a.m. At this time, I will accept a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Thank you, everyone. Have a wonderful 4
you.
years.
Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you.